Oh, this was an interesting repair that came in. It's a Beocenter 4000, and basically it kept clicking the speaker relays. Okay, this is the internal view of this monstrous Beocenter. It's a double cassette machine, this one. There's actually circuit boards sort of underneath each of these. You've got loads of cable harnesses linking all the different boards together, and they're going to be problems. Some of them are just kind of, the wires just seem to be just pushed into grippers rather than crimped. I mean, this must have taken an insane amount of time to assemble. So over at the sort of rear of the unit, we've got the mains transformer. Then we've got a power supply board, which has just got masses of cables all over it. And running sort of right along the back edge of it, along here, we've got this is the main amplifier PCB. So these are the emitter resistors on the power transistors. Power transistors are actually bolted on a separate PCB. Like everything's on a separate board in this thing, and they're stuck on this back panel on the heatsink. So this is the inside of it is like it's the proverbial rat's nest. This is the sort of behind the front panel at the top. So we've got wall boards. This is the volume control, so it moves the wheel based on the slider at the top there. This main board here, I think, is the sort of the radio tuner. And then behind that is another board which has got the sort of buttons and switches on it. So we'll just have a quick look at that one. So this is the top panel. That's the two cassette mechanism holes for the spindles. And over on the right hand side here is the we've got lots of button selectors. They sort of select the input. The thing doesn't seem to remember which was the last thing you selected. I don't know whether that's a fault with it or not. This is the sort of back of the radio tuner. There's a couple of little light bulbs. One there, and another one over there. There's a cover. Basically this cover sits over the top of it like that. Now the problem with this one was the relays. There's a couple of relays down here, which are the speaker relays, and they kept clicking. The relays are controlled by some circuitry on this power supply board. There's a this transistor down there is the main one that switches the relay on, but then that sort of feeds over from this circuitry on the amplifier board. And there's a clump, there's some transistors down in there. And there's 4 transistors in total. They monitor the DC. If there's any DC on the output, the amplifier, they'll switch that output will switch, and it will then switch this this relay driving transistor over on this board, which will cause it to click. Now it was confusing because the actual amplifier itself was working perfectly right. There was no DC on it at all. So I eventually tracked down the fault to a transistor. There was a little clump of 4 of them, and one of them was it was working, but it didn't work once it had warmed up. This little circuit board over here is the loudspeaker connectors. So you've got 2 sets of connectors for speakers A and B. They're the really old style connectors. which is an indication of just how old this thing is. Right, these are the light bulbs. I've pulled out the units. I've added some new ones, one in each corner, and fitted the sort of front panel cover. So if I turn it on now, they switch on again. They're 15 volts on these light bulbs, so they're not, the more normal voltage would be 12. So I found somebody on eBay selling these, the new ones of them. So it's all put back together again. Let's see if the how the radio dial all works.
With interesting histories. How do you
So that's the repair on this Beocenter 4000 done. It's a pretty cool unit. There's a massive amount of wiring inside it and a lot of circuit boards, but it has a certain sleekness about it that's pretty cool that a lot of other equipment doesn't really have. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel to be alerted when I upload a new video. Thank you.